Hi, my name is Ria. I'm 22 years old, and I live in a quiet little town near the hills. Every morning I walk to college with my earphones on and my thoughts full of dreams. I love music, I love stories, but some days my heart feels heavy like today. Last night I had a fight with my best friend. Her words still echo in my mind. Maybe she was right, maybe I was wrong, I don't know. All I know is that it hurts. As I walked past the park gate, I noticed an old woman sitting on a bench. She was trying to tie her shoelace, but her hands were shaking from the cold. People walked past her, no one stopped. I stopped. Something inside me whispered, "Go help her." So I smiled and walked closer. "May I help you, ma'am?" I said gently. She looked up, her eyes tired but kind. "Yes, dear," she whispered. When I finished, she touched my head and said, "You have a kind heart, dear. May you always smile like this." Her words felt like sunshine in my soul. I walked to college again, but this time I was smiling. I smiled at a stranger, he smiled back. I smiled at my teacher, she smiled too. And suddenly the world looked brighter. That night I told my mom everything. She smiled and said, "Ria, kindness always finds its way back. A small smile can change your day, and someone else's too." Now every morning before I leave home, I look in the mirror and tell myself, smile first. Be kind. The world needs it. That evening the sky turned gray. Rain began to fall slowly, touching everything with silver light. I stood under a small shop roof waiting for the rain to stop. Then I noticed a little boy, maybe 7 years old, standing alone, completely wet. He looked scared, holding a broken umbrella. I walked up to him slowly and asked, "Hey, are you okay?" He shook his head and said softly, "I can't find my mom." I took my jacket off and wrapped it around him. "Don't worry," I said gently. "We'll find her together." His eyes filled with hope. Together, we walked to the nearest police station. At the police station, a woman came running in, crying, calling her son's name. The boy ran to her and hugged her tightly. The mother looked at me with tears in her eyes and whispered, "Thank you, you're an angel." As I walked back home, the streets were quiet again. The rain had stopped, but my heart felt full. I thought of the old woman, the little boy, and my own mother. And I realized something. Maybe the world doesn't need superheroes. It just needs a few people who care. A week later, I was sitting in my favorite cafe with my friend, yes, the one I fought with. We both said sorry at the same time and laughed. Life suddenly felt light again. I told her everything that happened. She held my hand and said, "You've changed, Ria," in a beautiful way. That night, before sleeping, I looked out of my window. The moon was bright, and the air felt peaceful. I smiled and whispered, "One smile, 2 lives changed." Maybe that's how kindness works. The world becomes beautiful not when we achieve more, but when we care more. Be kind. Smile first. Help someone, because love always finds its way back.